Alright, welcome back everybody, Aesop Grim here, and this is the continuation of my Fia's Blood Assassin Chronicle. Journey number 1 for me. I'm trying to get into New Game Plus, and so the primary purpose of this chronicle is to fill out my inventory as much as possible to give me the greatest amount of flexibility for character creation in those New Game Plus playthroughs. Alright, we're here to take on the Virgin Abductors. And I want to tell you, I watched a tier list guide for the Ashes, that's not the right word, but for the Spirit Summons. And in one of the comments, one of the people talked about how you could mix your physic. So for me, I would like to keep this steadily restores hit points for a time in mixed physic, but I would replace this, temporarily boost stamina in mixed physic, with a teardrop that allows you to cast spells for free for about 10 seconds. That would allow me to summon Lootless the Headless. I think that's his name. He's really highly rated, but I don't think I have that tier. The only thing I have that comes close to it is maybe this one. So I'm going to give it a shot as a practice. First I need to place them with this guy. Alright. So you notice that it's telling me right now, if you look at the controls at the bottom left, that I'm not able to do that. So pop the flask, and I'm still not able to do it. Okay, so I don't have the right tier yet. So then I'm going to stick with my skeletal militiamen. Latenna did rate as being pretty strong, but she's basically like a turret. She's just going to stick wherever you put her. So you really want her to be on battlefields that are sort of wide open, like whenever you're taking on tree avatars, I think is what they're called. And stuff like that, where you can put her way out of the way and she doesn't get aggroed on too hard. These guys here are pretty good, but I used them in my last playthrough, so I'd rather just stick with the skeletal militiamen for right now. They rated pretty decently as well. Not great, but decent. Let's go ahead and get this mixed physic back to what it was. Okay, and I find that whenever it comes to editing the video in the post-edit process, that it's much easier if I'm not talking. And so I don't think I have a whole lot to offer beyond banter right now, so I am going to mute Mike, and I'll just unmute whenever I feel like I have something significant to say. And then that, I think, is going to help with the editing process. I don't know how many times we're going to try this. I'll just go with it until I'm frustrated enough where I think that it's more efficient. Sometimes I'm not frustrated, it's more of a strategic move to move on. But I don't know when that time's going to come. So I'll mute Mike now, and we'll get on with it. I think it's going to be better to go after the wheeled one instead of the swinging one first. And so, unfortunately, that's not the one that attacks first, so I kind of got to get out towards him. I'll have to figure that out as I go, but I'll mute Mike again and we'll get on with it. Well, I'll be honest with you, that was one heck of a lot easier overall than it was on my last Sentinel. And maybe we're higher level than whenever I came here with my last Sentinel. I don't know. I think that's a little bit unlikely because the less I know about this game, the longer I spend in areas, so the more I level up. Does that make sense? Like, I would expect that on my last Tree Sentinel build, I was a higher level by the time I got here because I was less efficient. I spent more time. But I don't know for sure. I'd have to go back and look at the playthrough. At any rate, we got that pole arm. I think it's a pole arm. I guess we'll take a quick look. It's pretty unique looking. I should spot it fairly easily. That's it right there. It's a spear. Inquisitor's Girandol. It's got blood loss buildup. Alrighty then. Right here, brings us into Mount Gelmir, which is a part of the Altus Plateau. And he is sure to let you know that if you get any grace sites in the Altus Plateau, it's going to trigger the Radon Festival. He really strongly recommends you don't do that because it sounds to me, I'm not for sure on this, but it sounded to me like as long as the Radon Festival is not triggered, there are little like mini bosses in here and stuff that you can fight, and there's loot to be had and stuff. But when the Radon Festival triggers, it becomes the Radon fight, and all of that stuff goes away. It's like it overwrites it. So to prevent that from happening, you don't start the Ronnie quest line, and you don't grab any of these graces here. So instead, he travels out here to Lenny's Rise. And from here, we're just going to, this is where I do the ball farm at, where you can get to about 2,000 runes for each ball that misses you. But we're going to follow this path all the way down this time. Normally, I just play right up until about the archway there. And then I come back here and I rest and I go down and I do it again. That's if I need to farm runes, which is not very often. But we're going to follow the path all the way down, and there's a grace site. So I'm going to hush up because this part I already know. In my post-editing, I'm going to speed it up. But here we go. Okay, here we are. I could not seem to remember how to go two-handed. That's what was causing me trouble there. So we'll rest. Okay, I totally forgot there was an Ash of War back up here. This is the first place that he went to. I'm going to mute Mike on purpose so that I'm not tempted to talk. That'll make it easier to edit this part. So it was not an Ash of War, it was a Somber Smithing Stone 9. That's really nice. Okay, from here, we go back down to this grace that we had gotten, and we gotta ride past a dragon to find another one of those little Ash of War type balls. So I'm gonna do a rune farm right here so that we don't risk losing our runes to dragons, and I'll put you on pause right now. Okay, so we are back at the Dragon Barrow Fork, and we're just going to head west, but it's going to take us right through some dragons. Oh, by the way, I did level us up. You see I have 61 runes. I took Vigor again, so we have 30 points of Vigor. And I feel like that's probably where we can stop for this assassin-type build. Maybe we'll build up to 40 in the future. But my next points are going to be going into Arcane probably for a while. Mind, I also need Mind for some additional faith points. But anyway, let's go. This is the guy we want. And that gets us our Somber Smithing Stone 8. So we're in terrific position. Now we're going to go get that map fragment that's right ahead of us. Then we're going to break off that direction, I believe it is. And there are 2 graces. Well, one of them is right up there on that shack. And here we are. Well, there's kind of a lot going on. First of all, we can just see what he has to offer.
It's been an age since I've seen a customer. How can I help here at the end of the earth?
And he's got Dragon Wound Grease, Gravel Stones, Ritual Pot, that might be nice to have. Lost Ashes of War. This is where I would get the Land of Reed stuff. Spiked Castus. Don't need the notes. Okay, so we have an idea of what he sells. I'll probably go through a New Game Plus guide before transitioning over, and I would imagine it'll have me visit all these merchants and buy those starter clothings up. Now there is an Ash of War out here somewhere. There he is. Okay, that's for an archer build. We're going out to this area here. I'm going to shut up. We're going to travel down this road, and post-edit, I'll probably speed this trip up, I would imagine. So here we go. Okay, so that huge dragon right there is killable, and it's especially susceptible to bleed, I guess. I mean, it's not any more susceptible than anything else. It's just, it's an enormous health bar. So we're going to go try and get him. It's not a normal dragon fight. It's more of a sit there and stab this thing for like 5 minutes until it dies. I am going to record it, but I'll probably trim it down in post-edit. I want it recorded so that you can see how the fight starts, I guess, and how much it's going to take, and then you'll see the end result. So here we go. There should be an enemy health bar up at the top right underneath our own status bar that you'll see pop up. But it takes a while. This thing has a lot of hit points, but we should be safe right in this area here. So you can't really get right up on them, but you're in range right here. Okay, and I think he just died. And we got 50,000 runes plus 5 dragon hearts. So we're going to spend all that on leveling now. Okay, I am using Fextra Life's Blood Dragon build as a guide. And it calls for 15 mind. So I can get 13 of it right there. And then I'm going to rune farm, and this is rare, but I'm going to rune farm both of these next 2 points. Because I keep forgetting how many points need to go into mind. I want to just get it done and over with. So I'm going to put you on pause. Okay, I did level up. We are now at 15 mind. For him, that put him at 83 faith points, or maybe it was 86. Which, according to him, now this guide is a year old, at least, at that time was just exactly the amount needed to use 2 Dragon Claw incantations. We are at 95 faith points, so I don't know if something in the game changed or the costs went up. Everything scaled up maybe a little bit. I don't really know, but I know that 15 mind for us gives us 95 faith points. Out of curiosity, what might that open up for us in the way of summons? We are 10 points, 9 points away from being able to call up Lutel. And we're 5 points away from Oleg and Engval. So that's kind of nice. Okay, we're going to... I think we're after a talisman here. We're going to go into this place right here. It's real easy to die in here, I guess, so I'm taking this piece by piece. I've only watched the video so a certain amount into the guide for this area. So we're going to try and make it to that point, and then I'll pause you. But we're going to go in and break left immediately. Already messed up. Okay. Go all the way back to this ladder. Ooh. So we just basically wanted to avoid all that stuff down there, and we did. I did take 1 hit. Alright, we will grab this chest. The right side of the Dectus medallion. We're going to drop down here and skirt the left perimeter all the way down until, if you look past the hanging bodies, there's a place back there that we can drop down into. So that's the goal. We might draw aggro from some ghosts. Okay, let's see if anybody follows. Oh, there he is. Okay. Yep, come on down, buddy. Ah, got the second one. Right now we're going to go down this way, and there's going to be a little rat for us to kill. Okay, he took a chunk of health, a big chunk. Get that golden rune. Oh, we got poisoned. No, it's wearing off. Okay, this is where we get a little bit tricky-dicky. I'm just gonna pop this to get that health regen going. I want to save my flasks for combat. Yeah, okay. So, I'm gonna pop across this gap. Do I have my lantern on? There we go. Clear that all out of the way. I'm gonna go across here. Aggro. And the big one should fall off the edge, leaving just the little one. Nope, little one goes also. Okay, so now we can walk around here and take this down. And we've got Radagon's Source Seal. Okay, well, we get to go someplace I've never been before now. Let's see, he goes to his inventory. I gotta find, here it is. Pure Blood Knight's Medal. Audience with Mog will be granted one day. Select item to interact with it. Use it. Go to the audience grounds. Yes. I've never done this before. Right? Mogwin Palace. Mogwin Dynasty Mausoleum. Got the map. Okay, now, basically, this trail leads up the mountain. And there's a whole bunch of dudes that you can stop and kill, but you can also just as easily run past them. So there are little small loots to grab along the way. So I am going to go until I get to the stopping point that I reached. Grab this. Whoop! Yeah. Oh, there it is. Okay, grab that. Smithing Stone 7. Shoot. Got that. How did he get through here? Okay. Alright, this is where I paused it, so I will be right back. Okay, I'm going to try and do this and not get lost. Hopefully I get it right. Break left. Go to the right. Grab this. Stay to the left. Smithing stone. Hey, oh shoot, I already went the wrong way. I think it was up here. Yep, okay, I'm going the right way now. Guy goes away. thought there was... Oh, it must have been this. I want to see what this says. Invade White Mask Vare's world? No. Oh, I was not told to do that. It's not yet. Okay, well, I would say that what we're about to do next falls into the category of near suicidal. So it should be fun. Oof. Oh my gosh. Scary. We want to get up these steps and there's a chest to loot. But now that I went the back way and I got the loot that was there, I think I can maybe just run straight for the chest. Oh boy, that looks dangerous. Okay. Yeah. Alright, so the tactic he applied draws them away from the chest. Oh, don't run off the edge. Okay, here he comes. Got it. Oh my gosh. Leave me alone, you wicked, wicked creatures. Okay, the thing that he's gonna do next is... we're coming back here later on in his guide, but for right now, we're gonna move to the mausoleum entrance, and he is going to go on a very brisk shopping spree, basically. This direction, towards another grace site that's a little ways away from here. The main object that we're after is a Dragon Communion spell called Lord of Flies, but there's a bunch of other loots that can be grabbed along the way. It's just what your tolerance for danger is. But he rides through as quickly as he can. He just kind of picks up what he can get along the way. I hope I don't get lost. Oh! Oh, already dead. That's, yep. That's what we're looking at. Now, my clock says we got 1:27 left. I'm just going to cancel the timeout because we're going to be leveling our weapon up also. And we're going to do all that in this video. All right, try again. I don't really need these runes, but I'll grab them since I'm there. Shoot, man. How many cricket? How did he get through this without getting poleaxed? He made it look pretty easy. Even though he was saying at the time, it's not easy. Everything here hits hard. This is an end game level. Okay, made it out to here. There was a little cave right here. These guys don't care that you're here, it doesn't seem. Okay, that's the main objective right there, a swarm of flies. Whoa. Oh, what happened? Well, son of a gun. I do not want to be invaded by you. I guess we'll try and make a beeline straight for the runes. Ugh. Golly, man. Okay, runes are out here. Shoot, I couldn't get them? There we go. Okay, so I don't want to go that way. He must have gone... through here, yes, because I recognized that spell ball. He couldn't get it, so he remounted and got on out of there. Okay, blood rose. Blitz, blitz, blitz. I think that might be the flame that I'm looking for. Oh, that dude. Whoa! Oh boy, I can't, I need this guy to de-aggro from me. You gotta be kidding me. Two of them. There we go. Yeah. Let me... Palace Approach Ledge Road. Let me make sure that I got to the same place that he did. I'll be right back. Okay. Time to... Actually, there was, I think, some minor loot up this way. I have 2,000 runes on me. Yeah, this guy right here. Okay. Rank 11 golden rune. We're going to fast travel to Round Table Hold. Okay, so we should be able to level up the Reduvia. Okay, oh, you know what? First, I need to pop one of those runes that we picked up. 50,000 runes. Alright, we want to strengthen our Class 6 Reduvia. Right-hand armament is what we're focused on here. I can do 223 damage with it. I'm being stonewalled by that Somber Smithing Stone 7. That was the one that I gave up trying to get over in the Volcano Manor. So I am stuck right now at 223 damage. Let's level the Blood Great Knife up. And I need more Smithing Stone 3s for that. We can level up the Dragon Communion Seal as much as possible. It's time for that. Oh, that's going to also require Somber Smithing Stones. Okay, I forgot to level this one. Need to pump him up also. He's at a +7. So he's lagging behind a little bit. Our scaling, Arcane C. This one is still scaling with Dexterity, but once we can put Occult attunement on it, it'll switch to Arcane. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to pause you. I want to try the Volcano Manor stuff again. With 50,000 runes on me, we need to level up first. Kind of wish I hadn't done that now, but let's pump up Arcane. Okay guys, I gave it like 2 or 3 tries, and then I went to see some dedicated videos on the subject to see if maybe there was another method, or there was more detailed instruction on how to line up the jump or something like that. And what I found is that they patched it out in 1.05. So this is no longer possible. Not using this method. You have to reach this legitimately by going through the Volcano Manor. So I looked up all the locations for Somber Smithing Stone 7. I just watched a video for it. And what I found is that either we're going to have to go through the Volcano Manor stuff and reach the one that we're looking at now, or down in Caelid, after defeating Radon, we have to make it to the Lake of Rot, and we'll need a lot of health or a way to mitigate rot, but there are 2 Somber Smithing Stones out in that lake. Another option will be in the city of Lanedale. And then the last one, and probably the easiest one actually, is, but it's not easy to get there. It's in the Forbidden Lands. That one, as long as you can make it past the mobs, it's just kind of a straight shot. And if you can run past everything, there's a hilltop that's shaped like a skull, and inside the skull there's a body that has a Somber Smithing Stone 7 on it. That seemed to me to be the easiest, most straightforward option of all of the options I saw out there. The problem, of course, is that area is completely barred off until you've defeated these other areas that I've mentioned. So I would imagine we'll get one either from the Volcano Manor or from the Lake of Scarlet Rot, depending on what order Cowboy does the guide in. So that's going to close it out for this episode. Let's go ahead and re-equip. I can't fast travel to anything. I don't think I have any I don't have any runes on me. That's right, we had to suicide out of here. I gotta pause you again because I don't remember exactly. Well, I do know actually. Okay, we gotta go. Gotta go through this way. I still didn't get that loot. There we go. Run past those guys. Okay, right here should be a jump off point. Yep. There. Whoa. Whoa. There. There. Another jump off point. Yep. Oh, that's a bit of a drop. Okay. Okay, in the next episode, we are back. So basically, the vast majority of this episode was about being able to get our weapon up to plus 10. We can't do that because we have a break in the linkage. We have a break in the bridge. And that break is the Sombersmithing Stone 7. So I feel like it was a bit of a waste for us, but we are sticking to the guide. That's important. Anybody who watched my last playthrough knows I got myself into hot water because I jumped ahead. I didn't look at the guide first, and I made a serious error that changed the game state, right? So I am wanting to stick to the guide very, very closely. So next episode, we should begin going through the Academy of Raya Lucaria once again, and this is our starting point for that. So again, I am Aesop Grimm. Thank you for coming by the channel. I hope you like what you saw. I hope all is well in your neck of the woods, and I will see you in the next episode where this story continues.